everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, today's video, we are going to do a dope or nope review on the new Beauty and the Beast collection from Lorac Cosmetics. So I already filmed this whole intro section and I realized that I had my camera on the wrong settings, so I'm refilming it right now. But before we get into this dope or nope review, make sure to click that subscribe button and also ring the little bell as well if you want to be a part of our notification squad. If you want a shout out in a future video, make sure to comment down below in the comment section saying hashtag notification squad and I will shout you guys out. So definitely do that. Today's shout out goes to Alex Andrews. Thank you so much for having that bell turned on and being a part of the squad. And yeah, make sure to comment down below if you guys want a shout out. Now let's go ahead and get on into this review. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just get straight to the point with everything. There are 4 things in the collection. There's 2 things that I have here that they sent me, and then there's 2 things that they didn't send me, so I'm going to kind of briefly cover those. The 2 products I don't have here are the lipstick collection and the lip gloss collection. I have to say I always love their lipstick collections because I think those are the best bang for your buck, that and the cheek palette. And I really like their lipsticks a ton and they just have gorgeous shades. So that one retails for $36 and then their lip gloss collection retails for $34. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of their lip glosses, so that would probably be one that I would pass on, but definitely if you can get your hands on the lipstick one, that one's definitely worth it. And now onto the fun part. So first off here, we have the eyeshadow palette that retails for $48 and you get a total of 16 eyeshadows in here. I know, it seems like quite a bit because it kind of is. If you compare it to their Mega Pro palettes, those have 32 eyeshadows and those retail for $59. But the reason why this one is so expensive is because of the packaging. The packaging is absolutely stunning. It's a little storybook. It says "Tell as old as time" on the front with a rose. Look how pretty that is. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. You just open it up and there goes the brush. But when you open it up, you have a mirror right there and it says, "Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind." I love that saying. And here are the eyeshadows. So you get a total of 8 matte eyeshadows and 8 shimmer eyeshadows in here. And I really like the color selection. I like the blush tones down here. I think you've got a good balance in here, a good balance of neutrals. And then I love the pops of blue that they did, which totally like goes really well with the theme because the Beast's like clothes in that dancing scene was like a really pretty like navy blue. So they have a few of those in there. And I think the colors are gorgeous. And I love the names of all the colors. There's like Beast Mode, My Castle, Chip-In, Spellbreaker, TikTok. Like there's a lot of cute little names in there. So I really, really love the packaging at first glance. And then also it comes with a dual-ended brush where it has kind of more of a precise crease brush on this end and then a fluffy blending brush on the other. Last but not least, I have to say this is probably my favorite product in the collection, and this one is the cheek palette and it retails for $28. I love it when they come out with a cheek palette because they are the same formula as their Color Source blushes and the same formula as their Light Source highlighters. And you guys know those are my favorite. Those are my all-time favorites. So this is a really good deal. $28 for 4 products right here. So you get 3 blushes and 1 highlighter. That is an amazing deal and I definitely recommend jumping on this. This is probably going to be my favorite thing out of the collection just looking at it. I love the blush colors. Those are totally my shades. I love it that the blushes are cool toned. Like that's my favorite with my skin tone. And I think this highlighter actually might be a little bit dark on me. Like I'll just swatch it for you. Yeah, that's like a gold highlighter. That would look really pretty if you have a medium to deeper skin tone. It might be a little bit too dark if you have a fair skin tone like mine. But absolutely stunning. So I really think those are pretty. Also, if you guys want to zoom in on any up close swatches, I will have them on my blog website, which is madisonmillerblogs.com. I'll have it linked down below for you and you can go check it out there to get a closer look at all the swatches and a little bit more in depth of each shade and everything. Now let's go ahead and just zoom you guys in and do a quick little look using these products and using the eyeshadows so that way we can see how well they blend, how pigmented they are, and all that fun stuff. So let's go. Alright, so first off, we're going to set my eyeshadow primer with the cream matte shade called Chip-In. It's right here. I'm just going to take a fluffy powder brush and lightly dust that over the lids. I do want to warn you guys that Lorac, since they are so creamy and pigmented and blendable, they do have a little bit of fallout to them, but it's not bad. Just make sure to dust it off the palette, like off the brush once you put it in there. All right, so for my transition shade, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Look Beyond. And this one is just a really pretty kind of like peachy brown shade. I think that would be really gorgeous in the crease. So I'm just gonna place this on the outer portion and in the crease. All right, so we're gonna play with blues today because I haven't played with blues in a while, or I think ever. But this one is right here. It's called Our Guest. It's a really pretty kind of like a softer blue, like a softer gray blue. And I'm going to focus this one. We're gonna see how this one works. Remember, definitely knock off any excess that's gonna be on the brush. And I'm just gonna place this on the outer corner of the eye. All right, so there's the blue shade on my lids. This one was a little bit more patchier. It had quite a bit of fallout. It was a little bit hard to work with, which is why I wanted to use it. I wanted to use the darker shades just so I could try it out. So that shade I'm not the biggest fan of, but I really liked our transition shade that we used though. I forgot to mention about that one, the Look Beyond one. I like that one, but that blue one was a little bit harder, and it had, you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it had a little bit of fallout on it. I think that one I would like better if I just packed it on the lid and didn't really have to like blend it too much, you know? The outer corner was a little difficult. Like you can see, it's a little patchy right here. So I've been trying to work on that. All right, I'm gonna go back to it once I get a color on the lid. All right, so I figured we might as well just go into Time Keeper, which is a silver shimmer shade. We'll see how a shimmer works now. And I'm just using a Sigma E58 cream color brush. This is my favorite brush to use for any glitter, shimmer, anything. It just packs it on really well. So I'm just gonna put this on the lid. All right, so that shade is absolutely gorgeous. There was a little bit of fallout, but it's because I forgot to knock off my brush. Once I knocked off my brush and then placed it on, I had no fallout. So definitely make sure to tap it off and then you're good. But that shade is stunning. It's called Time Keeper, and oh my God, that is so pretty. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna use this brush right here, and I'm gonna go back into Our Guest, which is that blue, and I'm going to just kind of add a bit more back to that outer corner. All right, so that already looks a lot better. I like this brush. I think I was just not using a dense enough brush for that shade, and what I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm just like pressing it on and placing it where I want. And now I'm gonna go back into this one, and it's clean on this side, and I'm just going to lightly blend out those edges, very lightly. And then also I'm gonna clean this up with some concealer too, so don't worry. All right, so now I'm gonna go back into Chip In, which is that cream matte shade that we used, and I'm gonna take this type of brush right here, and I'm just going to do this just a little bit underneath the brow, just to clean it up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a big brush and go into that Look Beyond, which was that transition shade that we used, and I'm gonna blend this out on that bottom lash line. Now going in with a more defined brush, we're going back into that blue. I'm gonna place this on that lower lash line, but keeping it on the outer corner, so that way more of the depth is out there and it's pulling my eyes out longer, like making them look more almond shaped. Now I'm gonna go into Dream It, and it's like this icy white shimmer shade, and I'm gonna place this on the inner corner of the eye just to kind of just add, I don't know, some brightness to it. I'm also gonna add a little bit underneath my brow bone. All right, so before I put lashes on, I'm actually gonna just not do a winged liner, and I'm actually gonna go into this black shimmer shade, Swept Up, right here, right there. And I'm going to take a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to kind of smoke this out on my top lash line, so that way it kind of helps hide the lash band. All right, so I'm glad I made that choice because that worked out really well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes real quick, and I will be right back. All right, so here are the eyes. I added black in the waterline just because this is a little bit more of a bolder look. I rarely do black, but dude, I really like the way that this turned out. I think I might wear this again. Now I'm gonna go into my cheek palette, and I'm gonna use one of these blushes. I'm actually gonna use See Beyond right up here. I like this one because it's a cool tone. I'm gonna knock off any excess, and then I'm just going to pack this on my cheeks. Oh, that's really pretty. That is really pretty. All right, so that blush turned out really, really pretty. I like it. They're very pigmented, so make sure to use a light hand. And I also always use like a fluffy powder brush just to blend it out. And if I notice I go a little too overboard with it, I take some translucent setting powder. Right here, I'm using that new one from Tarte. I just ordered this, and I'm loving it. The reason why I like this one is because it has no talc in it. So it feels a little bit on the drier end, but it doesn't look dry on your face. So I'm just testing this out to see how my skin likes it. All right, so last but not least, we are gonna try out the highlighter. I don't know how this is going to look, to be honest, because my skin tone is so fair, but let's just do it. I love their highlighters. I think all their highlighters are really good. Ooh, this one's very subtle. Oh, you just have to hit the light right. Look how pretty that is. Oh my God, that just gives you like, this would be gorgeous for like a bronzy, like summer makeup look. All right, so this is a completed makeup look using this palette right here. I think it turned out really pretty, and definitely just kind of using a different technique with that blue shade made it work a lot easier. When I used a denser brush, like the brush that it came with, which was amazing. It worked out perfectly. When I use this brush and just kind of packed it on the areas where I wanted it, and then just take the other side and blend it out slightly in the edges, very lightly, not hard on the skin, just kind of lightly graze it, and it worked out perfectly. So it definitely does have a bit of fallout, I'm gonna warn you, but it's workable. It's definitely workable, and I really can't wait to use those blush tones on the bottom row. I think that's gonna be gorgeous. And I really loved that shimmer shade that I put on the lid. Like, that shimmer shade just made the look. I think it's so pretty. I love the cheek palette, of course. I've always loved their blushes and their highlights. Their highlights are stunning. You can see that right there. I actually think that even works on me for being fair. It's like not a gold stripe. It actually just brings a really pretty glow to my cheekbones, so I really like that one too. So I'm definitely impressed with Lorac. You guys know I love their stuff, and even though they send it to me, I'm not paid or anything. I'm just telling you guys my honest opinions, and I've always loved Lorac. The only down part, again, to it is just the fallout. So just be careful with the fallout. Tap off any excess and you are fine, but they are very buildable, blendable, and just really pigmented shades. So yeah, really enjoyed those, and I hope you guys enjoyed this Dope or Nope review. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, comment down below if there's any new collections that you guys want to see a review on, and also comment down below if you picked up this palette or if you're able to pick up the lipstick collection or the lip gloss collection. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts on those, so just leave those in the comments down below. I always read your guys' comments. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next video.